The hat tells the story, guys. The hat tells the story. This is John Huber of Crowned Heads. I'm Tony Katz. It's good to be with you guys here at PCA 2022. If you can't read the hat, it says support your local tobacconist.
And then on the back, it actually says "Make America Smoke Again."
It does not.
It does. I kid you not. Look.
It says "Make America Smoke Again."
Absolutely.
I will be grabbing that hat before I go.
There you go.
You know, this show is so much about the local tobacconist. It's about the retail shops coming in, getting a chance to sit with you one-on-one, these people who you work with, these mom and pops that you engage with. And there's this constant, I'm going to say, war going on against these people, whether it's communities that don't understand what these cigar shops do and who they're really marketing to, or it's the FDA and a huge victory this past week on the FDA. Your take on what the mom and pop shop, the local tobacconist is facing, and how you and Crowned Heads likes to help in that regard.
Well, I mean, this show, like to your point, Tony, it's all about brick and mortar. It really is. I mean, and that's the grassroots foundation of our industry. And like, there's no brick and mortar, there's no place to buy cigars. I mean, yes, you can go online, but I've always seen online as like a gateway to retail. You go online, you buy a 5-pack of brand X, and then you go, I really like this. I'm going to go check out a box, or I'm going to go buy some more of it. And you go support the brick and mortar. And that's why we're here. That's why we're supporting PCA. That's why we're the title sponsor of PCA this year. And, you know, I came up old school, and I've always believed in the mom and pop shops, and they're the thread of the whole industry.
They're the ones getting a little bit squeezed right now, but you're getting squeezed too. And you tell stories, and I won't put words into your mouth. I'll let you do it. The shipping issues, the container issues, the packaging issues, all these supply chain things. Never mind the amount of time it's taking away from you to run a business and to engage blending. Exactly how big of a problem is this becoming for the rest of the year and into 2023?
Well, you definitely have to make the right pivots. I mean, like, I'll give you, for instance, bands, for instance, used to take 4 to 5 weeks to produce. Now they're upwards of 15 to 16 weeks. So you have to plan accordingly. I mean, tobacco is its own, thing where you have to plan the processing, the fermentation, the aging, and all that. But then the packaging has now become very problematic and challenging, and you've got to be able to work accordingly. Like, I mean, everything you see in the booth today, the dishes were done months ago, right? So I've already started working on stuff for, realistically, the beginning of 23. It's going to be hard to bring anything to market the balance of the year, but we're gonna do a couple of things here and there. But regular production stuff that's all fancy in a box with a band, it's probably going to have to wait till 23.
When you speak to a shop, are you able to get them what it is that they're looking for, or are you having to start rationing out to make sure everybody gets some product?
In some projects, we do that. Like Las Calaveras is an anomaly, but we do that. It's like, okay, we try to create allocations per region so that everybody gets something, because we can't just have, everybody just in this area get it and somebody not get it. So there's a bit of a juggling act with a project like that. Like, that was 100,000 cigars that sold out in 3 hours.
Yeah, so that's an annual you do. You do that once a year.
That's an annual LE that we do with the Garcia family at My Father's Cigars. And it's become extremely popular over the years. And we've had to, before it was just a free-for-all. We would just open the gates, right? But then now we tell all of our guys, okay, this is how many boxes you got in your region, and so we try to make sure that the distribution channel is even.
So now you have to play this game and you move things around, but you talk about how you're starting to gear up for what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing that you're going to have to change the amount of cigars you're putting out for 23? Are you saying to yourself, maybe it won't be as many different vitolas? We gotta adapt now just in case?
Not really. I mean,
okay.
We're still looking at growth, consistent growth. We're not trying to dial back anywhere. It's just how do we work around the constraints to provide that growth, whether it be supply chain or packaging or even tobaccos. Recently we dealt with a Connecticut broadleaf shortage. So we were not able to get as much Le Carême as we wanted to, and Patissier was even a question mark up until about 6 months ago. But those things have been solved, and now we have other challenges like packaging. So, yeah, I mean, we're still being aggressive. We're still growing.
Let's talk about your cigars themselves. When we were here last, it was the Series E.
That's correct.
It was based, on music, and it had that look of Eruption, Eddie Van Halen
Sonic,
conversation.
yeah.
But it was really for you about how the cigar built and grew, the Headley Grange, cigar, for example, and being the place where Led Zeppelin recorded. Music matters to you. The cigar to you is a musical kind of innovation and
Somewhat,
creation.
yeah.
So what is next? Is that still the driving force of your art, or have things kind of moved and morphed?
That's one inspiration, one avenue of inspiration that I draw from, but it doesn't always necessarily need to be tied back to music. Le Patissier is a prime example. That was inspired by another blend, which was Le Carême. And I wanted to do a riff on Le Carême with a different house and see how that turned out. And we released it as a PCA exclusive last year. And it was always in my mind, if it got traction and there was enough demand, let's make it a regular production line. So, but that has nothing to do with music. There's a lot of things that come to me that are coming from art, surf, skate, whatever, and it's just inspiration's all around. You just got to dumb yourself down and listen to it,
That right there is John Huber. It is Crowned Heads, and if you haven't heard myself or Fingers Malloy talk about what we like and what we smoke and what we enjoy from them, it's you haven't been paying attention to the show. Go back and listen to every podcast, and then you'll see. It's always good to see you, man.
Always good to see you as well.
Appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming by.